There we go. There we go. All right, now take those. All right, people, you guys know what it is. It's the one and the only, the American Cholo podcast, broadcasting live and direct to you from North Hollywood, California. My name is Gil, and I am the American Cholo. And you guys know what it is, man. We always here getting it in. Today, I don't even know how to introduce this guy, man. He's the guy that single-handedly, I think, took down No Jumper. Mr. Lush One. What's up, Lush?
Destruction.
That's right. Take those comments out, because then Lush's not going to want to talk to me. He's going to look at the comment section. What's up, homeboy? How we doing, carnal?
Chilling, my boy. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, man. No, thank you for coming. Like I was telling you, somebody hit me up on IG, you know, and they told me, hey, why don't you get Lush on over there real quick? And people do that. I'm like, yeah, no problem, homie. Let's get it in. I said, I'll hit him up. I hit you up. You hit me up pretty quickly there, and and here we are, homeboy.
No, I've been wanting to slide through for a minute.
Hey, kill the comments over there, Chris, please. That means you. There you go. Here you go. Make it big. Make it nice and big. So I hit you up. What'd you say, man? Who the fuck's this guy, man?
I was like, this is long overdue.
That's right, homeboy.
I've been wanting to make it happen. Got to tap in with Rasa at all times. You feel me?
Yeah, homie. So I don't really know much about you, Lush. I know the crazy shit that you hear on the internet, you know, all the shit that was going on with you. I just remember you went on
It's all true.
It's all true, huh? Man, I heard you smoking crack. You heard
it's happened.
Well, I think we've all had that phase.
It's
homie.
happened.
So to our community, if you wouldn't mind, you know, sharing a little bit of your history of where you grew up and where you were raised.
So I'm born and raised in West Los, the west side of Los Angeles.
All right.
And you know, I've been involved in hip hop culture since a long age, since my whole life. Started out just graffiti, tagging, tag banging, all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then been an MC since the late '90s, and one of the main reasons I got known is for helping popularizing battle rap on YouTube.
Ah, okay. So you're that guy.
Yeah. If you've seen any footage of battle rap on World Star and you see the crazy white dude hosting the battles, he is I and I is him.
Now, were you going under a different name, or was it always Lush?
I've always been Lush. I've been Lush since I was a teenager.
So
we don't get to choose a real hood name. That's just gonna choose us.
So where did the name Lush come from? Are you luscious or something, homeboy?
I mean, clearly. So I got the name Lush because I got expelled from high school and I started a new school, Uni High in the west side of LA.
Right.
And people didn't know my name, but I had a shirt that said Lush on it. You remember this brand from the 90s called Serial Killer?
Yes.
There's a dope streetwear brand called Serial Killer, and it said Serial Killer, Lush in big letters. And it was, you remember the movie Vacation?
Yeah, of course. I'm a 90s guy, homeboy.
Some of these younger people, they don't know.
They missed out on the good stuff.
Right. So the scene in Vacation where Chevy Chase gives his son a beer, and he was chugging the beer. So he got his son chugging the damn Budweiser. Chevy Chase looking at him like, what the hell are you doing, boy? And it said, Lush, Serial Killer Lush. So people, they didn't know my name, but they saw me wearing that shirt, and they started calling me Lush. The name stuck. The one came from some Tagger shit. And
henceforth, Lush 1K was born.
There it is.
And what, were you like heavily into rap music back then?
Always.
I mean, always, still to now.
Always.
What were you bumping, homeboy? Everything and anything?
I mean, yeah. Back in the 90s, it was a combination of West Coast gangster rap, everything from like Eazy-E, MC8, DJ Quick, Too Short, and all that, and like classic East Coast boom bap, like Big L, Boot Camp Click, Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? All that, yeah.
So when the West Coast East Coast beef was going down, homie, what were you throwing up? Were you throwing up the West Coast or the East Coast?
I'm holding it down for the soil, but in my head, like I'll go home and I'm really probably bumping more East Coast shit. To be honest.
Yeah, West Coast was just super gangster back then is what it was.
And it was dope, but like really in the west side of LA, we were always on some like hip hop culture shit.
Right.
So fools always were kind of, people also forget in LA, we had the Far Side, we had the Alcoholics, right. Funk Dubious, Cypress Hill. There is some real hip hop in LA too.
For sure.
It's not all, you feel me, the shoot 'em up bang bang. Like
yeah, it's just the East Coast back then had so many heavy hitters, what it was.
Yeah, I'm a fan of lyricism.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
that came a lot from the East Coast, and the West Coast was more, I'm going to get a strap and, you know.
Yeah, which is dope, too. There's
of course.
A time and a place, you know?
A time and a place. So how did you go from being a tagger and Lush One to eventually hosting some of these events? How did that transition go?
I mean, it literally started out just being an MC. Now, battle rap as its own entity, as a concept, as like its own culture, didn't exist at that time. Sure, there was MC battles.
At East Coast, I think it did, right?
Well, it was really back in the 90s. If you were an MC and battling was just part of your skill set, you had to know how to freestyle. If someone was going to test you, you had to have some bars, talk your shit. So it wasn't like. So I just started out wanting to be an MC. I happened to freestyle pretty good, and just that whole skill set, I exhibited it, and I became known for it. When I was 19, I moved up to the Bay Area, because between 16 and 19, I got in a lot of trouble. Really, even before that. So
You're acting a fool.
So I was acting a whole ass fool in these streets. Someone had to tell me, "You ain't hard, fool." Shouts to "You ain't hard, fool." You feel me? Like,
that's right.
Back when I was so I started getting high, smoking, drinking, and all that. I'm 12 years old.
Ooh, why so young?
That's like kind of par for the course at that time. The West Side. We grew up pretty quick out there.
Yeah. Now, was moms and pops around?
Moms and pops was around. Pops was working a lot, so he'd be out of town and all that. You
right.
feel me? And moms couldn't really
control you.
So I was outside.
Right. You were just doing your thing. What everybody else is doing.
I was out there acting a fool. Got arrested for the first time at 13.
How was that, homeboy? Talk to me.
So I was doing
you thought you were tough. You thought you were tough.
I was drinking 40s in the alley on Westwood Boulevard.
Man, nothing major?
Yeah, nothing major. Yeah. We got blurped, got taken in, you feel me? Moms had to come get me, slap the shit out of me, as she should, you feel me?
So what was the turning point at 16 that they finally said, "Nah, you got to go"?
Well, at 16, this is 1998, I got arrested and I caught a felony. And it was really, so what it was, I was catching a spot. I'm tagging, but they said trespassing, vandalism, and I had 3 dime bags of weed. Now remember, this is 1998. Marijuana was not legal at the time. It was not as culturally acceptable.
Right.
It's still considered like a drug. There's people that if you got like a weed charge for your 3rd strike, motherfuckers were doing life over marijuana. I've talked to fools.
That's crazy.
Like, so I caught, they gave me an F. They were going to send me to juvie. Went to juvie for a second, then they sent me to a diversion program called Anacapa by the Sea. Have you heard of that before?
No, I haven't.
It was up in Ventura County, and it was like
Anacapa by the Sea.
Anacapa by the Sea.
It sounds like a nice dining place to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like hospice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but really, so it's in Port Hueneme, which is near Oxnard.
I know where that's at.
Yeah. And so there's people from all over. There's kids from all over LA County, Ventura County, all that shit, the IE. And pretty much if you're between 35 and 45 years old and you got wrapped up in LA County on some drug shit, there's a chance you would wind up there. And that spot was a full lockdown rehabilitational facility. It was kind of like baby juvie, you know what I mean?
Okay,
And, if you fuck up, then you finna go to YA or placement home.
And they're scaring you with that.
I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you should have been.
I was terrified. I'm glad I didn't go to YA. But that's essentially, the way it is in places like that. It's like boot camp for becoming a more seasoned criminal, right?
Yes, exactly. It's a school.
It's a school for criminals, right? So all I'm trying to do is get high however I can. You feel me? We're fucking scraping the paint off the wall.
Oh, geez.
Scraping the drywall and crushing it up and snorting it.
You got some dirtbag shit.
Straight dirtbag shit. That's what my homie Trap 9 told me earlier. He said
dirtbag
dirtbag
shit, bro.
And I wound up, I got caught snorting the drywall. And one of the deputies, there's this dude named Trout. He was a Hell's Angel. And if it wasn't for Trout could have reported me. They would have shipped me to YA.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he didn't do that. And thank God that damn Hell's Angel would have changed the course of my entire life. But luckily he didn't. I wound up getting out in a couple months, came back home. And between the ages of 16 and 19, I was in 10 different treatment facilities.
Oh, it was that bad, huh?
Yeah, I was in and out.
Now, was it everything and anything you were trying to do, or
pretty much?
Was it that you just you smoked one day and you got hooked off the bat and just kept going, or?
Yeah, you know what? It's crazy. Like most kids when they get high for the first time, or most people in general, they're able to we partied, we got faded, and I I don't need to do this again. I could put this down, and maybe in a couple months we'll get high again or
Right.
whatever. Like me, instantly I was
You
like,
were one of those, yeah.
where it's at. I need this. Like
It feels good.
this is my identity. I had the Cypress Hill hat. You feel me? I was feeling myself, and like
But then you started putting a little bit of, a little bit of coca in the,
Then
in
it's
the
a little Cocoa
bud.
Puff,
And yeah, it's like a little bit of cocoa puff. Then you put a little bit of rock in there. And after that, there's no more cocoa. There's no more marijuana. It's just
yeah. I've been addicted. Like throughout the course of my life, I'm 41 years old. I have 3.5 years clean and sober.
good for you, man. Congratulations, brother.
By the grace of God, thank you.
Yeah, that's a big accomplishment that people, unless they know the struggle, don't understand.
I've been addicted to pretty much everything you can.
You just got a very addictive personality.
Very addictive personality. But I think the only reason why I survived my addiction is because once I get super strung out on something, I would wind up kind of transferring it to another addiction.
Oh, well, that's exactly what it is. People will go from one thing to another. Just like, some people say, I'll stop smoking weed. They start smoking cigarettes, or I'll stop smoking beer.
Right.
And they go for something else.
Right. So I've cold turkey quit cocaine, meth, opiates. Like
Everything.
Everything. Now, the only thing that I wound up like,
Substitute.
the thing that just kept kicking my ass, it was the benzodiazepines, Xanax, and all that.
Oh, that's tough to kick up. That's so many
here's
people.
the thing, and people don't know this, American Cholo. They don't know this, that there's only two type of withdrawals that are fatal. You cannot die from withdrawing off of cocaine. You cannot physically die from withdrawing off of opiates. As painful and agonizing as it is, the only withdrawals that can kill you are benzodiazepines and alcohol.
Really? Well, the alcohol I knew. So that's a tough one to kick.
You can get seizures and die. So I wound up going to treatment, and they detoxed me off of that by the grace of God.
So now let's rewind it a little bit. Let's go back to when you were 16, because you went to Oakland at that age.
At 19.
At 19. It definitely had to have some kind of influence on you.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, I love the Bay Area. That's my home away from home. Now, I'm going to tell you this, all right?
When I first heard of you, I thought you were from the Bay Area.
A lot of people think that.
You kind of got the Bay Area stilo and all that stuff.
A lot but I'm puro West Los. You
That's
feel me?
right,
Like,
carnal.
yeah. And the most fights I ever got in my life were the first year I lived in the Bay, and it was over like some LA. You feel me? Like
Testing you.
Or you're with them, or you one of them. Da, 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 like, because they know who I fuck with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like up there, I didn't know what that was until I moved up there.
You had no clue because you never been in jail.
Yeah, I did not. And when you're in a juvie, those politics don't exist. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
You're not going to encounter any Northerners. Like,
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, I did not know when I went up there and I'm seeing like the XIV and all that shit. I was like, what is? I didn't even know what it meant. But there's homies up there too,
Right.
Who I became cool with, and then like eventually I kind of just acclimated. I got a lot of love in Oakland, and all like you feel me? Like I love, that's my home away from home, and that's what really set me off as far as a career in hip hop was the Bay. So for some hip hop shit, I always like repped the Bay Area too.
How many years were you out there for?
I was there for 13 years.
Oh, you were out there for a minute.
But
then.
I was back and forth like the whole time.
So
feel me?
you've
Like,
got a good mixture of Northern California and Southern California in you,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So you were out there for all those years. What were you doing out there?
On some rapping, trapping.
Rapping and trapping, huh?
Yeah, like
And even the rap name was always Lush One?
always Lush One.
Okay.
There's literally 20 years plus of my music and just freestyles and events I've hosted, all on evidence of me on YouTube.
Yeah. No, I was looking you up and I was saying, damn, look at this fool right here. When you were young, you're doing your thing.
Before I had a little bit of this salt in my pepper, you feel me?
Right.
Like, yeah.
Now, did you always have that? Because you've got a radio voice. You've got that little raspy kind of voice. Did you
Right.
always have that kind of voice?
The baby version of it.
Right.
But there's a little bit more pain.
Yeah, I hear you.
The pain will do that.
I hear you. Well, you just came off the no jumper thing, so I'm sure.
See, that added a couple creaks and crunks.
So when you say how old were you when you finally kicked everything, went cold turkey?
I was in my late 30s, so I'm 41 now, so it's 3.5 years ago.
Was there one thing specifically that finally happened in your life that you said, you know what, that's it, man? Or was it just a cumulative of stuff coming?
It was a culmination, because between the ages of 19 and I guess it was like 37 or whatever, I've been shot at, been stabbed, been incarcerated, overdosed several times, divorced, evicted, completely estranged from my family. Like most of my friends didn't trust me anymore.
Yeah, because you're doing that much drugs. You're stealing, conniving to get high.
I'm stealing anything that's not nailed down, and
Thank
even
you.
if it is, you feel me? Like
Thank you.
I'm a smuggle in I'm a smuggle in a fucking hammer and
Yeah.
get the nails up out of there and take it.
And you're again another perfect person for me to ask because I asked like Mohawk Matt and guys who are in recovery, right?
Yeah.
As far as like how the system is out here in Los Angeles, how they want to give you paraphernalia to get high.
Yeah.
They want to give you apartments. They want to give you that. To a dope fiend, that's just like, okay, I'm gonna
Right.
get, right? Is that gonna help? Would that have helped you if you were in today's world living out here and they were giving you all that stuff? Would that help you get clean, or that would just encourage you to keep getting high?
Now, that's a great question. I was never, by the grace of God, I was never a needle junkie. I was never a Skid Row junkie. You know what I mean? Like I always, but in the event that I was, it's like,
Well, they're giving out crack pipes now, meth pipes.
right. But here's the thing, like, it's kind of like either way, it's fucked up. Do we want all those people to be forced onto the streets and in a situation where they have to hit licks and potentially harm other people? Or
Well, they're gonna hit the licks regardless because they want the dope. The
Yeah.
pipes only gonna take them so far.
Yeah.
My thing is, you're enabling the heck out of these guys. Right?
yeah, I mean, like, if our tax dollars are going to that,
Yeah,
I
they're
don't,
going to that.
I don't think that's necessarily a good idea.
Yeah, I think you're just enabling them, and part of the recovery thing is you gotta hit rock bottom to finally say, you know what, screw this, man.
Right. And that's what it was for me, Gil. Like I had no more moves to bust. You feel me? None of my homies really wanted me to be at their house anymore. Like my parents weren't trying to have me around. Like my fiance at the time was sick of me. Like I had lied myself into a corner, and it was I don't know what happened, but I woke up one morning and I was like, I actually do care if I die. I don't want to die because I thought that I didn't care.
Right.
But then I realized that I did, and I was like, let's give it a shot. Let's see. There's nothing else I could try. So there's a program called Music Cares. I'm not sure if you're familiar with
I think
that.
I may have heard of this.
Music Cares is, and I encourage everybody to look into this because it's a lifesaver. Music Cares is a program that if you're a drug addict, and you don't have to be a superstar artist.
You don't gotta be Lush one.
You ain't gotta be Lush one. You ain't even gotta be, you feel me?
That's
like
my camera.
you ain't gotta be Lush dos. But it don't matter. Like if you have music that's been released on Spotify, if you were a tour bus driver for any musician, whatever, if you've been in the music industry in any capacity, you could qualify for this company called Music Cares, which will pay for you to go to treatment.
So that's dope. So that means anybody that's got any kind of thing in the music industry, because they know a lot of times when you are in the music industry, there's a lot of drugs going around.
If you're a bass head and you can record a song, drop it on Spotify, and be like, I need to go to rehab.
They'll get
Music
you in.
Cares, what's cracking? Like, yeah.
Their bar is not too high to get you in.
Nah.
As long as it's the music. So,
Nah.
so that
if they
really,
let me slide through the cracks, they're not tripping.
how long was your treatment?
Okay, great question. So I went to treatment. My last day of using is February 2nd, 2020. My first day of sobriety is February 3rd, 2020. I was supposed to be there for 30 days, but this little thing called the motherfucking pandemic cracked off.
Man.
And I was there for 4 months.
More in there.
So I was there for 4 months and then 2 months into sober living.
Well, that I mean, it may have helped. Who knows? Because the pandemic, I mean, that would be a tough one because that brought a lot of mental stress to people, man.
There's no way I would have survived that thing.
Right?
Where I was at, I would have used it as the perfect excuse to just stay in my room and do copious amounts of methamphetamine and masturbate until my dick bled.
Hey, you and Mohawk Matt would have a great time in the Momo, homeboy, except that was the giraffes, carnal.
As long as he stays in the bathroom,
Yeah.
I'll face the wall, you feel me? Like,
That's a major fucking dirtbag shit, bro.
Yeah.
People don't know that. When I say that, I say it with love. When I talk to my homies that I've known for 30 years, I'm like, dude, they're like, you're a fucking dirtbag. I say, I know, fool. Like, you know, we know what we've done,
Right.
But we know where we come from, and you know, we mean well. We just, you know, we're lost at a certain time.
my hyna's always like, yo, you need to like tone it down with all that shit you be saying. And I was like, I can't help but be candid about this. And I'm not glorifying it. It's what happened though.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. And if you steered away from it, you're like, oh, this was trying to lie from his past. This was trying to do this.
No. Like, look, my best friend's in the other room right now. And like, he knows when I'm bullshitting. He would be like, yo, Bro is full of shit. You feel me?
That's right. So when you came on the No Jumper team, you were fresh off your being clean, right?
I'd been clean for 3 years already, or 2.5 years at the time.
And how did you come to play in that? Did you get an interview there before, or
So what happened was this. Initially, I was talking to them about doing a battle rap podcast.
okay?
Because, I got my fan base from the battle rap thing and the music and all that. And what I wanted to do, and my whole goal with No Jumper, is to be a bridge for just lyrical hip hop. I hate, I want to say real hip hop, but that sounds kind of corny. You know what I mean? But like the more traditional.
We ready for you, player?
Let's go.
We ready for you, player?
Let's go. And I felt like No Jumper is an amazing platform. It reaches so many people, but there's two things. A lot of the kids that are on there, are watching it. They're just hearing about motherfuckers taking a bunch of Xans and sipping lean and all that, and it's giving this message to the kids
Right.
and all that, and kind of perpetuating this cycle. And I'm not blaming No Jumper for this, but it's interesting that a lot of the main people that wound up rising to popularity and had their first major interviews on that platform are no longer with us.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, Lil Peep. Rest in peace, XXXTentacion. Rest in peace, Draco the Ruler. You know what I mean? And these are products of violence. These are products of addiction. These are products of, the eras of youth.
Well, they used to be a hip hop, platform.
Right.
Now it's a gang platform. I mean,
It became a gang platform. It became a YouTube gossip platform. And I get it. You have to evolve with the times,
Right.
when it comes to moving forward and all that, and staying ahead of the curve. But I wanted to keep at least a little bit of that hip hop over there. I know a thing or two about the culture. Some people liken me to some sort of aficionado. I'm able to string a few words together, despite the drug use. There's a couple marbles rolling around upstairs, and despite the mug, they said I was a runner-up for Miss Congeniality 5 years in a row, and I have a decent personality. So with that being said, I was like, look, let's let battle rap be the catalyst to me going over there. My brother Disaster, he already had done an interview on No Jumper that hit over 1 million views. So, he wound up, because at first they were like, they liked the idea, but they didn't think that I was famous enough.
Capable of doing it?
Yeah. I just don't think they realized what they had, that I was like potentially a gem for them. You know what I mean? Even though a lot of people told them that, but I don't know. Diz wound up getting the platform. I wound up joining up with him. And we started interviewing a lot of hip hop legends over there. We did Exhibit, we did Razkaz, we did Tash from the Alcoholics, like a lot of really reputable MCs. And Hobson, the views were like decent, but we weren't really like resonating with the No Jumper audience.
right.
Diz winds up going back to his motherland of Lebanon. That's where he's from.
Oh, that's right.
He went out to Lebanon. When he was out there, I did a few interviews with myself. I did Reverie. I did,
You were bringing Raza on your platform,
yeah,
right, too?
a lot.
Right.
A lot. Reverie, King Nico, Self-Provoked.
That's right. That's
A
right.
gang of, I can't even name. Like there's at least like 7 or 8.
Now, how did that work over there? Was it where you
Vel 9.
where you were pretty much you just had the free range? I got this time spot, and then you bring the people on.
Yeah, they would have to be approved.
Okay.
There's like a list of people, and I could get them approved and things like that. Baby Franco Chain. There's a gang of, but sometimes I would catch some blowback. You know what I mean? And like I would have to try to fight to get them on. Like with King Nico, for instance.
Yeah.
King Nico, they weren't trying to do it. I had to like low key. I had to lie.
Why?
And I told the producer that I'd gotten approval from Adam when I really hadn't. And I got King Nico on there, and then the shit started to get traction, and it hit 100K pretty quick.
Yeah, he did.
And Adam was happy with it. He was like, oh, this interview's doing well. And I was like, yeah, that was really smart of you to approve it. I'm glad that you did that. You know what I mean?
That was a hustle.
I had to finesse the system a few times like that. You know what I mean? But it turned out really dope. So once I started doing a few interviews, they wound up bringing me on the No Jumper show. And when I went on there, there's an overwhelmingly positive response. It was like, if you look at my first appearance on the No Jumper show,
When you guys were in the whole group together, right?
it was me, House Phone, AD, and Adam 22. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. 95% of the comments were all about like Lush is fire, bring back Lush.
I gotta go back and look at those videos.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, man. I don't know, Lush.
Not, hey, it's up there. It's up there. But I don't know how I finessed that. But
Hey, but it was going so good, and then it just like the whole fucking bottom fell off of that show. All you guys, bro.
yeah, it was.
And you're the guy to blame, Lush, man.
Well, and it's funny because we were just talking about this too. The first real like seed of discontent that was sowed was the whole Duno situation.
Shout out to Duno.
And yeah, shout out to Duno. Duno situation involving you and the way that wound up. And
Well, it exposed how somebody can sit here and have one of their employees getting threats by, and it wasn't by us by any means, but getting threats, this and that, and him pretty much saying, I don't care, it ain't me. You
yeah.
know? And that exposed him for who the guy is, brother.
Well, I think definitely at that point, Duno didn't bounce right then.
Yeah, he did.
But I think he made like a little mental note.
Yes.
Like, oh, okay, I see what it is, and he kind of probably withdrew emotionally from this being gang just for
This is just business, and I'm just a pawn in the business.
Right.
That's exactly what it was. But I mean, a lot of things started coming down, and then I think
a demographic play, if you really.
Yes. And then the one for me that was like, damn, these vatos ain't seen it yet. Like, homie, you outed your homie that had sex with a transvestite. Well, they're not called transvestite anymore. I don't know, whatever they're called, right? What are they called?
Robots in disguise.
Hey, you expose your homie, and he's supposed to be your boy from day one, and you don't even edit it out. You know who he's talking about. And
Yeah.
And I think that was the one that had everybody else, AD and Tyrone, all those guys saying, "Wait a minute, man."
I think that what I wish Adam would have done, and I'm pretty sure he wishes this too, because I know he's not happy about the way that transpired. And like, Adam's a really headstrong dude. Some might say he's stubborn or whatever, but he didn't get to where he's at by taking advice from others. He had his own vision. He followed it. So maybe at the time he thought it was a good idea, but I think that if he would have just chalked that podcast and not put it out, that the trans chick was on, he should have just chalked that. Probably would have been a lot better off.
But it's called greed, homie. It's called greed. I'm going to get some content off of this. I'm going to make a drama off of this. And the thing was with Adam, as long as it was my drama, Duno's drama, Lush's drama, Housephone's drama, AD's drama, as long as everybody else's drama, but when it started becoming his drama, that's when he wanted to pull the plug on everything. That's when he finally said, "Oh, this is too much drama." No, fool, you've been putting this drama on everybody else.
Well, he's still like, it's crazy because even he'll capitalize off of it. He knows.
He knows how to do it.
Even his own drama, he'll capitalize off of it.
Oh, come on, he'll let his old lady get plugged by some other dude for content, brother. That'll tell you. If a man lets you plug his old lady for content, I can guarantee you he's gonna fuck one of your boys. And I'm not talking about sexual wise, but he will let one of his boys get fucked to get content. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
And that's what it is. But now, I mean, to me, I thought that platform when you guys were on there, damn, this shit's hot, brother. This is hot.
It was cracking at the time.
It was cracking, but the drama just overflowed, and now it's, to me, I trip out. It's like a Crip and Blood gang politic fucking podcast.
Well, it's weird because, and shouts to Adam for still being relevant, still being in the conversation, still being talked about. He's able to evolve with the times, keep his shit cracking. Because I thought, low key, that shit was finna be a wrap.
Well, no, he got some new gang members in there, and I always said that's what he's doing. He's gonna get some new gang members in there. He got some new gang members in there, and now those are his which he believes are his, like his bodyguards and all that. But eventually he'll turn on them, and they're gonna turn on him. I mean, I could only see it eventually going wrong because there's only so much in the universe you can put some bad energy out there, and it's not gonna come back to you.
I thought at the time that it kind of confused me at first. I thought he was going to get away from all of that. You know what I mean?
And he was for a minute.
And hip hop in general, and was going to go in a whole different direction, but he wound up.
He won't get no numbers.
Doubling down on it. I guess that's. And you know what? Like, I get it. Sometimes I find myself clicking on. Look, if you look at all the major streamers right now, all the top YouTubers, the most popular and when they're most talked about is when they're quote unquote crashing out.
When they're or when they're beefing, homie.
When they're beefing, when they're crashing out. Look at like FouseyTube. Look at the whole shit that's happening with the is it Jake Paul and Dylan, whatever his name
I'm not
is?
sure what that.
There's all these like.
Well, if you're beefing, you're popping. It's sad.
If you're beefing or if you're having a meltdown, a public meltdown.
Right. If they see you like crashing out.
Yeah, even the Island Boys, like the.
Them boys are kissing each other. Hombre, trucha for those vatos, carnal. Island boys. Hey, that's when you know your views are down, homie. If you guys ever catch me and Lush kissing, I'm gonna make sure to fucking put one in the back of my head, carnal.
Yeah, it's a rizzap, my boy.
It's a wrap. but that is the sad part. That's what our reality is in Los Angeles, New York, all the big cities, right? Drama, gang drama, it sells, homie.
Yeah.
But what they don't see is there's a price for that, man. You got people literally beefing on one another, talking about they're gonna get it on when they see him. Like I'm like, damn, homie, like that's what you want. But he was for a second. He got scared. He could say whatever he want. When AD and them took off, he got scared. He got spooked. And for a good couple of weeks, he was just getting a couple of white guys in there doing this. And that's when he got Brick Baby. He got the gang members in. He got some other ones. And then that's when he got Big Wacko in there. And all of a sudden now he's feeling like, oh hell yeah, I got these fools backing me up. And that's what he's doing. He's the white master paying the money. Here you go, guys.
Sheesh.
And if you guys crash out, it's all right. I'll give me another one.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen.
And like me, my channel has suffered as far as growth and popularity because at a certain point, I decided I can't keep engaging in this circus act.
Right.
I don't want to I do have a message. I do want to do recovery-based content.
Nice.
I do want to talk to people that are struggling and talk about mental health issues, talk about hip-hop culture and battle rap and things that I'm passionate about and sit down. And right now, it's a growth period. And
Yeah.
the numbers have suffered because I'm not going back and forth with these fools anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not talking shit. And even look, I did C-Mac's first interview at the Pinto, right? I do C-Mac's interview.
And you have drama with that.
Well, then drama with that, and then his enemies or fools that he got down with want to come on, and I'm like, I don't.
Oh, they wanted.
Yeah,
and that would have got you all kind of views.
Would have got me hella views.
Adam would have said, bring him on.
Right, and that's the thing. I'm down to. If you notice, there's a lot of people that I've had on there that aren't popping on the other platforms, like Cartoon, an OG from Rolling 60s, who was locked up for fucking 3,000 years, whatever.
Oh my
you feel
God.
me?
Right.
I had him on because he has a story of redemption.
Positive
You know what I mean?
message.
Yeah. I had my boy Vincent Bragg, who was one of the biggest dope dealers in LA, wound up doing football numbers, came home, and now owns one of the biggest marketing agencies.
Dope.
So I want to tell those inspirational stories, and it's gonna take it's the slow grind because it's gonna take a lot of consistency and heart and effort.
Oh, that's.
But I'd rather do that than keep I'm not trying to be like another chimpanzee throwing my
The
own
drama,
shit.
energy,
You feel
bad
me?
energy, homie.
Just we're throwing shit at each other. Me and Adam are two chimpanzees throwing our own feces at each other, and that shit gets. I know he was probably sick of it. I was sick of it too. If he wants to continue to get into it with T-Rail and AD and all them.
Well, T-Rail
That's
and AD and Pun, I think they did the right thing. They were like, you know what, homie, we ain't woofing, we're done.
Yeah.
Whatever. He would go back and forth. You saw him on the phone. Who's the guy that got into a bike accident? He's
Smack.
and he's talking crap about Smack, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing, homie? Really? Because if you saw this guy in the street, you're gonna run.
Yeah, that whole situation was crazy. Them going back and forth.
But Adam's gonna run and call the cops, fool. Let's keep it 100. When they had that fight in the studio, Adam looked like a scared little girl jumping back.
He's a civilian, right?
Majorly, but he's playing big boy games that can get people hurt.
It's a dangerous.
And everybody and a lot of civilians think it's all fun and games. They think, oh, it's not the same. But hey, all you need is that one guy, and you can have a lot of trouble.
And look, bro, I'm not claiming that I'm fucking Mr. Super high powered gangster out here myself.
You told me you were high powerful.
I'm not claiming to be none of that, but I am really from here. I'm born and raised out here. I have ties out here, and I'm not trying to get in the mix, killer out here in any capacity.
Are you and either Duno, ADA, you guys on talking terms at all?
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are back to being good?
Yeah. I never had a falling out with them.
Well, I think for a minute, AD they were a little pissed off at you, or no?
No, AD was never pissed off.
None of them were pissed off at you?
No. I mean, like, we've always been good. As soon as I got out, AD helped broker. As soon as I left No Jumper, AD helped broker
that's dope.
a situation with Caffeine. Like, we always been like, cool. I'm not going to act like those are my best partners. We be over,
no,
like,
of course.
But we solid, though.
I saw him I saw him at the gas station on right there on Oxnard and Violent, right?
Yeah.
AD, maybe about 3 weeks before they left No Jumper. And I said, "What's up, homeboy?" He's like, "Oh shit, what's that?" And that guy always love. I mean, shout out to AD, man, nothing but love. And he's like, "What's up, Gil?" I said, "What's up, player?" I said, "Hey, man, why you still over there with Jerry Heller, fool? Come on, baby, you guys are NWA." He's like, "Man, I know." It's like, "All right, come on, homie. You know, come on, get it." Like, I didn't tell him get together, but come on, homie. I said, "You guys are the talent, homie." And those guys are blossoming, man. Look what they're doing.
You told him, come to death row.
Yeah. Come to American Cholo.
Yeah. You sick of your CEO?
Yeah.
All up in the podcast.
All up in the videos, right? Welcome to Death Row, baby. No, and I think they kind of knew, but I saw it. I said, "Oh, this thing is," and it was after we went over there. We kind of exposed what was going on over there, the scandalous shit that we're doing, bro.
Right.
And anybody that's really from the streets that sees something like that, like, "Oh no, that's dirty, homie."
And that's the thing, like, ultimately, those guys, I'm really proud of what they built.
Absolutely.
Over there with Fig Community. And
absolutely.
Shouts to them. And, like, ultimately, I feel like people ask me often, like, how come you only been back on Fig a couple times? And why? Look, I'll fuck with them, but they have their own ecosystem.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's literally 30 regular personalities
Right.
on their podcast already. So I understand them not prioritizing having me in the mix.
Yeah, of course.
If they want to, I'll fuck with them. It's love, but at the same time, I'm not going to be over there riding dick trying to get on either.
But even if they bring you on, that's love, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm, we've talked multiple times. I'll be back over there at some point soon. And they're welcome to come on my platform whenever.
Yeah, you got to give me another $50 to come back over here.
Yeah.
And so after you left over there, you actually, I like everybody else, I'm behind the scenes watching the whole shenanigans going on, and I saw a video of you. You almost relapsed, no?
I definitely had some dark thoughts multiple times.
You were stressed out.
It never, like, so the day that I'm not even going front, the day that I got fired from No Jumper, like, I was mobbing around, not far from here. I'm all through the VA, mobbing around.
Right.
Like, do I stop at this liquor store or keep going? Like,
shit.
Yeah, it was getting to that point.
Chemical thinking.
Yeah, and luckily it didn't get to that point. But
It started crossing your mind.
Yeah, because I was like, I had already gone through so much shit. I felt like this is my last salvation. I had so much of my identity wrapped up into it. I made some dumb decisions, wound up getting shocked, and and I was like, fuck. I felt like it was the end of the line for a moment there.
Yeah, and if you would have drank that would have been the end of the line.
It wouldn't have helped.
It wouldn't. No, well, I this thing I know for a fact. When people are clean, and especially in their older days, right? Now you're in your 40s, and they get clean and then they go back. No, man, they're monsters, homie.
Best case scenario. By the end of the night, I'm in a motel room with 2 prostitutes.
That's the best case scenario.
That's best case scenario. That's the glamorous version of what's going to happen. It could have been significant.
Well, you would have had the Momo for a week or two, and after that, it's like, yeah, I'm low on funds, homie.
The due to inflation, that Momo would have lasted maybe 4 days, right? Like,
so who got the best Momos, man? Hollywood or Sepulveda?
I'm a big, as far as Momos, I'm like a big. Shout to my boy Trap 9. I'm a big Inglewood fan.
Momos. Inglewood Momo, huh?
Yeah. Because you're near the LAX, like that Mo 6 on Century over there. You know
That's
what I mean?
Spot
like,
right there, or what?
Yeah.
It's because you got the hookers, you got the drugs, you got the liquor store. What you got?
If you're feeling freaky and you got a little thotty, you could always go to the Snooty Fox. If you're from the west side of town, I know Smokey approves. Shouts to my brother Smokey Lokes.
Shit.
Yeah.
So yours was the Inglewood ones, huh?
Yeah, I'm from West LA, so like anything around there.
I gotta have you and Matt do a podcast and talk about the best Momo stories.
Bro, I've left Momos looking like a murder scene. If a bitch is on her period, I'm leaving that room looking like O.J. Simpson caught his bitch cheating in there. Like,
geez, this was all red in the face.
You're just looking for a severed head
On a sick one.
on a sequel. I'm like Moses parting the Red Sea, baby.
Oh my God! Yeah, that'll be for the 18 and over crowd, man.
Oh yeah.
So you've gone through that. Now you're doing the podcasting, and what you were saying, it is hard, brother, because that's like pretty much our podcast. It's we have a strong foundation, but if you really want to get those numbers, a lot of time you got to be in all the drama. You got to be in all that stuff, especially in our kind of community. And it's sad because there's a lot of great podcasts out there that are educational or teaching you stuff. But to me, it's almost like giving a kid a plate full of vegetables and giving a plate full of hot Cheetos with cheese. You're going to eat the junk.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and here's the thing. Like, I'd rather have a smaller audience of diehards that really fuck with me and are consuming the content. Because I've had a cult little following for decades.
Right.
Now, you know what I mean? And the people that really fuck with me and are watching, they don't care about that other shit. And they'd be leaving comments like, Lush, what are you doing? Like, you're hoeing yourself out. I'm getting messages from people that have been fucking with me since before, like, come on, Lush, this is not you. You feel me? Like, and to me, I'd rather cater to them than a much larger audience who really don't even fuck with me. They think of me as
they're just fucking with you because they want to see you wreck on certain parts like that.
Yeah. They think I'm a joke. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they're just doing it to see the character Lush One make a fool of himself because they like it. It's pretty much voyeuristic. It's like it's voyeuristic porn almost. Like, you know what I mean? Voyeuristic ego porn.
Not that I want to make you relapse, but if you did relapse and you're fucking getting all high as fuck, you'll get more views going live on.
Lush, if I labeled a video, I'm about to relapse.
Oh, they'll love it, bro.
That's 10,000 live viewers.
Easily. That's how sad it is, bro.
Easily.
That's how sad our community. When I say our community, it's just the community in LA. Every podcast that's any has any ties to the hood or anything like that. That's what they love, brother.
And I'm glad Smokey's here right now because he could give a little nod or not for this right now. People be like, this fool Lush, he looked like he tweaking. Lush is off the shits. Motherfucker, if y'all don't know what I look like off the shits, that fool knows what I look like off the shits. And first of all,
you're good.
I was 140 pounds wet and wearing boots.
Yeah, really? You were smoked
at a point. Yeah, you know what I look like when I'm loaded. This ain't it. This is like maybe I'm perma-fried.
Well, no, you got a beautiful smile, homie. There
you feel me?
Go. You got that $20,000 smile, player.
30.
Nothing major.
30.
Nothing major.
You feel me? Just a soft 30. You feel me?
Is that was that like a gift to you when you did that?
That was I thought that I was gonna be a little bit more financially stable.
I'm gonna blow up right now.
Yeah. I thought I was doing good, so
hey, you better not make the repo man come and take your teeth.
Oh yeah, bro, it's all bad. I got enough collection agents on my ass.
Hey, so now you've been technically podcasting for how long now?
I guess like a year and change.
Well, no, you were at No Jumper, so that counts.
Yeah. So, I left No Jumper. I was so unceremoniously removed from
Unceremoniously. He said unceremoniously.
In March.
Yeah, hey, fool, they fired you on air. I remember that shit. Hey, that shit was a straight novela over there. They fired you on air, carnal. Yeah. La Chola.
Yeah. Fuego en mi sangre.
Hey, fool, yeah, now that you're bringing it up, they fucking fired you on air,
yeah,
fool.
Bro, that shit hurt.
Master said, you got to go, boy. Yeah. He said, what?
Then I tucked my head between my legs and you feel me moseyed on about that.
How did that feel, dude? Because to me, I would be like, well, fuck you. You ain't gonna fire me in there like that. You should have told fuck you.
You know what though? Like
you had to have thought later on. I should have told him to go fuck off.
I've heard, to be honest, like now I wish I did. You feel me? Because I know what wound up happening. But at that moment, I'm thinking like, dude, I need this fucking job. I don't want to lose this job. You feel me? Like I'm getting paid a good salary. Like I'm not the same rebellious youngster that I was at one point. You feel me? Like, just like when they're like, oh, this fool turned down the fade with Flacco. I was like, bro, I just got offered a contract. Like, could I not? Like, I don't care.
Flacco would have grabbed you with his legs, fool, and fucking
I don't care about
you out, player.
Bro, I could have run circles around that fool. Would have got tired in 30 seconds and passed out. It's not about that. I wanted to keep my fucking job, bro. Like, I didn't want to get in trouble.
You want to do the grown man thing.
I tried. I mean, obviously, I don't wear the grown man thing very well. I'm trying. I'm, 41 going on set. I say I'm 41 going on 19 now. Maybe I graduated high school at this point.
You're getting there, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting there. But it's, arrested development, as they say.
Yes, sir.
The vast majority of my life, drugging and thugging. So what the fuck? You feel me?
So you were trying to keep your jale. Did you expect that at all? That was going down. That you were gonna get canned? Did you?
Fuck no. I thought. Here's how stupid I am.
You were gonna get a raise real quick.
Here's how fucking stupid I am. I thought because I had just spit a verse, right?
Right.
I thought Adam was coming in to tell me like, "Wow, Lush, that verse was incredible. Like, I'm signing you to No Jumper Records." Like, I thought he was gonna tell me how dope I was.
Oh, jeez.
He's all, "You lied to me, Lush," and I still didn't know what he was talking about. I thought it was like. I was like, huh? Like, I thought he was about to say, like, "You didn't tell me you were that fire on the mic."
Oh, shit. What did he tell you?
I should have charged you $500 for this interview, homie. But,
and that was it? You did the walk of shame out the studio? Or what?
then he was like, well, I still didn't think I was necessarily fired. Because what he said was, maybe it's best that you just leave. Like, it felt, you know what it felt like? It's like if you're in an argument with your girlfriend at her parents' house, and then her mom's like, "Nick, I think it's best if you just leave."
Right.
Like, I'm like, "All right, mom, suck my dick, bitch."
Yeah.
Like,
I'll see you next week.
Yeah, like that's what I thought.
And next week never came.
Well, I wound up hitting him up the next day, and I'm like,
did you text him?
Yeah, I texted him like, "I'm so sorry, bro. Like, I'm sorry, sir. Like,
you're not gonna front right now. Say, "I told me, fool."
Nah, bro. Like, look, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna keep it funky.
Yeah, of course.
I did not want to lose that job. That shit hurt. I loved it over at No Jumper. Sure, there was some issues and all that, and like, but here's the thing: without me there, there's no ambassador for real hip hop culture. There's no ambassador pushing the line for recovery. It's not just about me, and this is like me being political too, because really I did like it over there. I'm not gonna front, but like, I really did feel like I was doing a service, and I did feel like it was a necessary voice. And that's not just coming from me, because a lot of people were constantly hitting me up like, "I'm glad you over there." Like, OGs in hip hop culture that I admire hitting me up like, "I'm glad you over there." Hundreds, thousands of kids hitting me up like, "That's dope that you're sober. It makes me blah, 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 blah."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So like, yeah, I felt like it was an important thing. It was making an impact. And yeah, I'm getting paid. I saw what AD said. He was getting paid like.
You were getting paid more than them?
Yeah, I was getting paid more than that.
Oh, you're that guy at work, fool.
I was getting paid more than that. I'm shocked.
I'm
shocked. I did not think I was.
Maybe it's the color of your skin? I'm just saying, player. I'm just
white
saying.
Privilege. Like white lines.
If it ain't white, it ain't right, homie. Yes. I never really did. I saw the video, the thumbnail on 80s, but I never got to see it. Just I don't want to see what he was making or whatnot. But I did hear that you were making more money than them guys. I'm like, the fuck, Lush making more money than them?
Okay, so keep this in mind. I signed way later than them.
Yes.
I signed a contract with No Jumper in January. The contract I signed with them was was exclusive. So at the time, I wasn't allowed to start my own podcast. Originally, I'd come to them because AD and all them were encouraging me, like, "Yo, do your own shit, get your own shit cracking. We'll help you get it set up, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, word, that's a good idea. So, but I go to Adam and Josh, and this is maybe in like.
And who's Josh? I always hear Josh's
his
name.
Partner.
That's his partner.
That's a producer.
Okay.
You'll see Josh on the No Jumper News and shit.
Okay,
so,
okay. Yeah. That's the white guy.
Yeah. So I went to them and I'm like, "Hey, I want to launch my own podcast. What if I give y'all partial ownership to the YouTube monetization? So like part of the revenue goes to y'all because from my shit. Because I appreciate y'all. Y'all are putting me on. I want to build my shit, but I want to do it in conjunction with y'all." And Adam was really taken aback by that when I said it to him. He's like, "Whoa, like no one's ever said that to me before. Like, I guess we got to think about it." Instead, they were like, "How about this? You're exclusive to our channel for a year." Because I told him, I was like, "Look, what could I do to be solidified? I want to work there as much as possible." They gave me a contract where they gave me a pretty lucrative deal as where I didn't need to do anything else or get paid anything else. And I was making, by my standards, decent money.
All you had to do was keep your mouth closed, man.
All I had to do All I had to do
All you had to do was keep your mouth closed.
was shut the fuck up.
And you couldn't do that.
I couldn't do
No,
that.
at least you're admitted, homie. At least you're admitted. I'm like, damn, fucking Lush.
I couldn't do that.
You couldn't do it.
Too much of a troca. You feel me? Like, yeah. Yeah.
That's all you had to do.
Fucking troca.
No, but listen, now that you break it down the way you are, I think it was a fair deal for you and for AD and for them. Money wise, they weren't getting paid as much, but they got to build their platforms.
Yeah. And they, because the thing is, when he offered them those deals way back when, like, or not even deals, when he was like, you should start streaming, I don't think he had any idea that their platforms would
We're gonna blow up that.
Not only blow up, but would be like where they were primarily focused, and then talk about a lot of the things that they, instead of focusing that shit on their podcast on No Jumper. So if like something would pop up in the news, they would talk about it on their platforms.
Right.
And by the time they would get to the No Jumper
It's
shows, it's already tired and
exhausted
played
already,
out.
right.
They've already got the best jokes off. They don't want to be repetitive, so they're like, whatever. You feel me? Then all that other funny shit started happening, like the Duno thing, the house phone thing, all these other little internal spats that were going down. So they were just kind of like, well, fuck it. We got our own shit cracking. And then they kind of used that little situation.
Yeah, to say that's it, we're out.
That's the catalyst for them dipping.
And I think it worked out. It worked out real good for them.
They seem to be happy. They're very successful, selling out pods.
And that's
live
dope,
shows.
dude. But you know what's gangster about what they're doing is they're not in there talking all that gang politics.
No.
And their subscribers aren't that high because it takes years to pick up those subscribers. But when those guys go live, it matches toe to toe with them.
Now, and this is what I'll say. I just wish that when it came to major artists, that I would be able to. I don't give a fuck what platform it's on, if it's on mine or wherever. I need to be in those conversations because I'm more educated on hip hop. I'm more educated on these individuals, and I'm more tuned in and will be able to elicit. Like I do, if you look at the interviews I've done, they're as good as anybody else's, if not better. Like
Right.
I'm really solid.
I hope they're better than your rapping, fool.
I would say they are. And my rapping is pretty fucking good. So it's like,
It's all right,
I got my moments. I got my moments.
You got your moments.
I got my moments.
Like when you thought Adam was gonna come give you a raise for that rap.
I thought that was it. I thought he was gonna bring a pad and a pen and I'm signing a deal. But no, like, yeah, whatever accomplishments I've been able to do through my music, through my rapping, pale in comparison to the contributions I can make to the culture in that regard. And I'm gonna give myself some motherfucking flowers.
Oh, here we go.
My battle league is thriving. You feel me? GTX Grind Time, we just sold out an event, 3 days in Oakland, California. Sold over 4,000 pay-per-views. Like, come on, bro. Like, we doing our motherfucking thing.
Hey, maybe you bring 2 of yours, I bring 2 of mine, homie.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
I got 2 guys in mind.
Let's run it up. Let's run it up.
We can put it up in here. I got another room over there.
That'd be fire.
We can do it, right?
That'd be fire.
So what's one of the main things you've learned now that you're solo bolo doing your podcast career, man? What's the upside of it? What's the downside of it?
The downside of it is I took for granted all the different like nuances that go into it as far as pre-production, as far as like you get spoiled.
You got a team.
You got and that team they have a No Jumper. Everybody's great at their job.
Nice.
Everyone that I worked with over there, all the people. Now a lot of them wound up leaving, and I'm sure they got new people over there that are great too. But that team, like all the VBC fools, Trevor and Bassa and Kelvin and Belt, they're so on point with setting up the cameras, doing the streams. They had Riley behind the scenes, all these people behind the scenes that were just great at what they did. And in addition to that, the built-in audience.
Yes, the built-in
Even
audience.
if nobody gives a fuck, there's going to be a few thousand people watching.
Of course. Out of 5 million, you're going to have a few 100,000 and still will tap in from here and there.
Yeah. So that, like, having to deal with that whole burden, that's like the negative side. The positive side is any W, I could claim it 100% as mine.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, now obviously I got a squad. Shouts to my boy Big Rick. Shouts to Trap 9. Shouts to Ralph. Shouts to Elaine Hartful. Shouts to everybody that fuck with us. You know what I mean? Like, but this is my platform. This is all of something that we're building together.
Right.
And I could truly claim that victory, and it's not built off the work of another man.
Now, have you encountered already how sensitive some people are when maybe you may say something? Or...
Oh, I was dealing with that.
Oh, you're dealing with that over there?
Oh, yeah. Even like, so there is My boy Avocado has a platform called Ruin Your Day, which is a big battle rap platform.
Okay.
Just hit 100,000 subs.
Nice.
You feel me? Been had that for some years. And we did this thing called Watch Battles Live, where we react to battle raps. You know what I mean? And that was the first time I realized how sensitive motherfuckers were.
Oh, man.
Because when we're clowning, like, they're getting, and these are colleagues of mine and people that I have to see, and they're just like, man, fuck you, that shit's corny. Like, fools getting stupid butthurt.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's amazing how sensitive a lot of guys are over something that it's not that big a deal.
What did Jay-Z say? Sensitive thugs, y'all all need hugs.
Uh-huh.
You feel me? Like,
Hey, Chris, put the number up, put the comments up real quick. Let me see. I should be
let's run it up, baby.
Man, let's see who's in the building today, man. Send all the hate mail to this guy right here.
Come on, I'm taking the damn hood mail.
What's this guy? Dun 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 dun. Look at this guy. Dun dun dun.
You ain't running fool with the Mission Impossible.
Shit. All right, people. You want to call up, tell Lush how much you hate him, how much you love him, ask him a question. Hey, so what was the mood after when we left No Jumper that one day? Were they pissed off at us?
I wasn't there.
AD was cool as fuck. And everybody, I told him. AD, I'm gonna hit him up. He's supposed to come in here sometime this month.
I wish I was there because I probably would have known some of your homies
all
and
love,
shit. Like,
homie,
yeah,
all love, homie, all love, carnal.
But you know,
you can't find. There you go. Put the number up there, but you got to put it above the. No, that's the number right there. You got to put it above the. Yeah, you got to keep going. There you go, big guy. Yep. Put it right there.
Where y'all at?
And then put it up there, and then put the black magic down. Go find the number again, Chris. No, the black magic player. Go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. Okay, where is the phone? I think you. Oh, Chris, what are you doing? We're at the Coach Low Hour, homeboy. This is my backup singer right here, man. my other boy, Chris. Hey, shout out to Chris. He got the vid. Whatever you need, player, let us know. We here for you, Chris, man. We are a team and we are a family. All right, you guys can call at 747-279-8109. 747-279-8109. The first 50 seconds will be a minute. I mean, $1. After that, it'll be $2 each, homeboy. We got to pay some bills.
$2 each additional minute.
Each additional minute. There you go, homeboy. I'm trying to pay some bills over here, fool.
I see a comment. Someone said Adam.
I'll put the comments up over here.
This fool said Adam wanted Lush to be more white.
Well, he paid you like a white man.
He did pay me.
He paid you like a white guy. No, but like I said, that was actually a fair deal because those guys got to build their platform, dude.
Yeah,
They
did.
Go to the no, Chris, you'll be all right, Chris. There you go, big guy. There you go, big guy.
Is that the phone right there?
The phone right there, yeah. Caller, who's this? You got the phone on? Hello. Turn the volume up.
Hey,
give us 1 second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, boss.
All right.
Turn up a little bit.
Dope. Hey, yeah, this is Daniel from Santa Maria.
What's up, Daniel?
And I had a question for Lush.
What's cracking?
Because he had one-on-one interviews on No Jumper. And I was wondering if you were still on there doing those one-on-one interviews, would you ever consider having Academic A as someone to interview?
What you know about Academic A, homeboy? Academic.
That dude, he's the shit, man.
That's a legend right there. That's a real 818 legend. If you know about Academic A, killing freestyles over there at the Basement 818. That's my boy. My boy Smokey loves him too. We love Academic A. I would love to have him on there.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no offense to Self-Provoked, but that battle he did with Academic A creamed that team.
I forgot he battled Self-Provoked. Wow, bro.
It was bad. The first one was bad. Bad for Self-Provoked.
That is hilarious. Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely have bro on.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, hey, yeah, man, you guys have a good night.
Thanks for the phone call, player.
All right, gang.
And for you know your rap, homie. You know your hip hop, player.
Been around. I got some scuffs on my chucks.
But that's dope. That's when you can tell that somebody knows their shit. And this guy calling and saying that like that, because I'd be like, who are you guys talking about?
Right.
And see, Lush with no Academic A.
you know what's you know what's crazy is I wanted to give you your flowers too, bro. Like, I guess after this call, we'll talk about it.
No, give my flowers. Give my flowers.
I gotta order some tulips.
Caller, who's this?
What's cracking? It's Chavita.
Chavita, what's happening? We got Mr. Lush One in the building. Talk to us, player.
For sure. Lush, question on some like rumors about Adam. There was some stuff floating around about obviously his name is Grand Mason. Adam Grand Mason is his legal name. They were saying that his parents in New Hampshire had political influence or political interest and all that type of stuff.
I mean, I heard the same thing. I've never had an actual conversation with him about that, but there was some type of ties to the Clinton family, right?
They did, homie. Give me 1 second. OG Steve, salute, Gil, and Lush One. Italianos from New York. I'm trying to pay some bills here.
Hey, come on.
So yeah, from what I know, homie, his dad got pardoned by Bill Clinton before he left office. That'll tell you got some major ties. When a president's pardoning you, come on, homie, that's major.
Pardoned?
Yeah, if you look it up, his dad got pardoned by Bill Clinton before he left office.
That's major. And real talk though, that last name is off the chain.
Yeah, that's major, homeboy.
Like, what if your last name was Slave Master?
There you go. That might as well be his last name, homie. That's what he's doing, player.
That's a crazy last name.
That's what
I'm not even trying to talk shit. It's just what the fuck?
Yeah, but that's
right. It's like it was out there, and you're like, I read this somewhere. I don't even know if it's real. You know his name's Graham Mason, and you kind of want to connect the dots, but you don't know if you can. But hey, it quacks like a duck. Looks like a duck. Walks like a duck.
It must be a white person.
It might be. Man. Not all white people are evil, Lush. Hey, brother, thanks for the call, huh?
All right,
brother. Nate.
Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I heard, bro. I heard that. It is true.
I did hear that as well.
Yeah, that his dad got pardoned. You got major connections.
We never had any discussions about that. I talked to bro all the time.
That was part of the Illuminati, homeboy.
That last name lends itself to, you feel me, like,
to old history.
Satan's handmaiden.
What do we got? Oh yeah, that's my boy OG Steve. He's always sending me stuff from the Bronx, New York, homie. He's
also the Bronx.
Long time supporter.
BX.
It's a community life. Call him up. We can't. They won't answer my phone, homie. Those guys don't like me over there, man. Community's a shit, homeboy. So what you got going on next, man?
Things are cracking. I wanted to tell you, like, Gil, just to watch your ascent from, your past, where you come from,
right? How
you're still involved in your community, but now you're doing it on a not just a micro but a macrocosmic level,
right?
Representing your actual hood in a political spectrum.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? On city council, like that is dope.
Neighborhood council. That way people don't hate. Hey, you're not part of the city. I'm part of my neighborhood council out here. I get involved all the time with the victory outreach. We do like turkey. Like this, we'll be doing a turkey drive turkey giveaway in November. We just did the backpack giveaway last about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We did our lowrider thing. Like, I'm heavily involved in my city. Like, people will talk all that shit. I'm in my city all day long, homie. Yeah. I am not a hard man to find, carnal. I'm really not. I'm very much involved in my city. You'll catch me on my block, but everything I'm doing is positive, homie. Is it tough to stay positive time? Yeah, because a lot of chumps and suckers out there trying to knock a man down, and most of the guys out there talking this shit, they're not doing nothing, homie.
You're just very outspoken.
Yes. I'm very opinionated, and I don't hide my opinion. But what we do here is we have tough conversations that a lot of people are just too scared to have.
But you have a good way of doing it by, you're able to do it you could be confrontational and non-confrontational at the same time. It's really like, it's a gift. What I want to know is, now that you're more entering this political sphere, I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think it may be.
Does that affect your content?
Does it affect my content? I think it's a little bit, I think, but not so much my content, maybe like my IG stuff. Mm-hmm. But as far as my content, you see me, I'm always talking crap about schools and what they're trying to teach the kids. I am not the political guy that's just going with the flow. No, I'm going against the grain all the way, brother. I'm whatever I believe is right, I will push it. And I'm not, because I'm not looking for a political career, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not. But in today's world, you can have a guy like Trump run and win the president. I tell you that you don't have to be that politically correct. The difference with me is I'm saying what so many people believe and feel. They're just too scared to say it. Yesterday, I had a teacher call me. They work in the LAUSD, and they're the ones that showed me that there's a Zoom meeting happening, a rainbow meeting for kids this Friday between kindergarten and 5th grade. And he's like, what the heck do kindergarten and 5th grade have to do
with... Gay 3rd graders?
Thank you.
The fuck?
Thank you. And he tells me, Gil, 50% of us, if not more, agree with what you say. The problem is that the guys that are running it, they're radicals. They have an agenda, but we agree with you. Thank you. We appreciate what you're saying.
That because you know what's weird about that is why are kids being encouraged to have a sexual preference?
Thank you.
Period.
I know.
Why are you thinking about like, bruh?
When that time comes, that time will come. Listen, when you're 13, 14, that's when you're barely, maybe at 7, 8, you start liking girls or maybe start liking boys, but it's not something you go home and tell, hey, mom, I like so. No, it's just you're doing your thing and, oh, he likes so-and-so. That's it. But it's like, they're pushing it, bro. They're pushing it. They're pushing all these. This one father just got escorted out of a city council meeting. This was out in like Indiana or something. He was reading one of the books and talking about fingering and this and that. And they're like, you need to stop. He's like, wait a minute. I'm reading a book that's meant for kids. And you as adults don't want me to read it. They escorted him out. I got hit on YouTube I bought one of those books. I read the book. Bro, I got flagged. I got flagged. They say, hey, you can't do this. This is inappropriate, 18 and over. I'm like, wait a minute. This book's for 10-year-olds.
That is wild, bro.
But that's what's going on, brother. So there is an agenda. To me, I don't care what you do in your bedroom, outside your bedroom, but just leave it at the kids.
And I'll say this too, and this shit tripped me out super. When it was I guess Pride Month or Pride, whatever it was, you feel me? They had at Dodger Stadium. I've been going to motherfucking Chavez Ravine my entire motherfucking life. Had season tickets when I was 4 years old.
That's right.
Right. I've never seen a bitch walking around in a thong. I ain't never seen strippers at Dodger Stadium in my motherfucking life.
Right.
Tell me how they had, bro, when they had that Pride thing,
right.
They had a gay stripper twerking on a crucifix.
Yeah. That's what's going on, homie.
That is insane.
That's the world we're coming to, and unless we push back and fight back, it's good. This place is getting destroyed. California is a beautiful state, homie. A lot of money. California, they brag about they're gonna become the 4th largest economy, right?
Right.
But as far as living standard, I think we're like 48.
Right.
So what we're becoming is we're becoming a place like China where, China is one of the biggest, money makers in the world, but look how their people live.
Well, and it's the lack of distribution of wealth. There's no middle class.
Yes, there is no middle class.
That's an obsolete concept.
And what they're doing is they're pushing drugs, they're pushing homelessness, they're pushing all these nonprofits who aren't really helping out here. All the meanwhile, developers are buying the places, making these expensive places that nobody can live. They're literally, and when I say they, I mean the Democrats. People hate when I say that. Mm-hmm. They're literally kicking us out of our neighborhood.
The cost of living, and this is something I've been rallying about for decades now, is gentrification, because I'm from West Los, and the first that we got hit by the first wave of gentrification.
I built some of those places.
You feel me? Like, so before like, now you see it in the Valle. You're seeing it.
You're seeing it around here.
Big
NoHo
time
district.
Big time. What do they call it? NoHo West or whatever?
NoHo West, NoHo Art District.
Yeah, the Art District, all that. You're seeing it, obviously like Echo Park and all that. Even now, like places when I was a kid, like Glassell Park, Drew Street was crazy. Yes. And now that's become gentrified. Like, obviously, like even in what's that? What the spot right next to Glendale? Atwater Village.
Oh, Atwater Village.
Atwater Village is like $5 million homes.
Yes, but then you got the hood right there.
Yeah, you got Tunerville right there. You feel me? And like, so West LA got hit by the first wave of gentrification. Venice, Culver City,
all these places,
West Los, Santa Monica. People don't even know that there is like a barrio in Santa Monica.
Yeah,
you feel me?
For
like,
sure.
To this day, shouts to the homies from Santa. You feel me? Like to this day. But so when I see gentrification and I see entire communities getting forced out from where they live at, when I see my homies' grandparents having to sell their houses because property taxes are too crazy and all that. That shit hurts my heart.
Yeah, you can't. Okay, where I live today, my kids couldn't buy that house. I couldn't buy that house right now. If I sat there and just came in fresh and tried to buy the house, they say no, you can't afford it.
Yeah,
that's how insane it is. It's a kind of a double-edged sword though, because we also were the ones that made this happen by gang banging, slanging dope, selling drugs, doing all that, and bringing our property value down. But at this point, we keep voting the people now that are kicking us out, and we also, as a community, got to step up our game, and that's what we try to do here on the podcast. elevate our game, homie. Elevate our hustle. All that street stuff, all that slanging dope, temporary money, homie. After that, you're going to be in prison. And I was having a conversation with a guy I saw at one of my job sites that he follows me, right? And he went to the joint a couple of times. He's like, dude, I was taking a shower. I'm in Chino. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? I said, the light finally went on. He's like, yeah, dude, the light finally went on. But that's what we think is normal. We think that is what we're supposed to do. But once you get there, you know, we on the street, we run the streets because why? Because we don't want moms to tell us anything. We don't want our dads to tell us anything. We want to do whatever the fuck we want, right? As soon as you go to jail, homie, you're going to mind somebody's business.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to tell you when to wait. Whether it's the homies, whether it's the guards, they're going to tell you when to eat, when to sleep, when to shit, when you go visit, when you go to medical. Everything in your life is going to be told what to do.
I mean, before you even get to your cell, you got motherfuckers looking with a flashlight up your asshole.
Yeah,
you feel
homie.
me? You're spreading them cheeks.
You're going to have another grown-ass man tell you, turn around, squat, and cough, homie.
Yeah.
Like, come on. That's not the... And it was okay for so many years because we didn't know any better. But now at this point, like, come on, homie, let's step this shit up. And I say shit like that, and some people get offended.
And I can understand it because it's because people are so indentured, you know what I mean?
You're knocking down their god, which was the gang life. You're destroying this. Like, wait a minute. And I get it, fool, because I still, you see where I'm at. You see where the studio's at. I'm in the hood, homie.
Yeah.
I'm in the hood, so I still see little youngsters over here from my hood and different neighborhoods out here. And to them, I know it because to me, when I'm from the Hollywood boys, that to me, like, ooh, man, it meant something. Because why? Because I didn't have shit.
Right.
So when you got these young guys out there that don't got nothing, a gang, whether it's whatever gang, to them, it's the world, homie.
Yeah.
And then eventually they get older. I got homies 40, 50 years old, and that's all they got too because they've done partied away, thugged off their life for the last 30 or 40 years. And now they're fucking, fuck it, this is all I got.
And why are fools even like 9 times out of 10, motherfuckers don't know their own history to know why they're beefing with who they're beefing with?
Yeah, most guys have zero clue. Me, I was lucky enough to get into the hood. Like, that's not even a right way to say it, I guess. But when my hood was maybe like 4 or 5 years old, so
yeah,
I know some of the beefs that got picked up, how they got picked up, and in reality, bro, it's all over nonsense. It really is, homie. It's all over nonsense. Especially when you got hoods that are like 60 years old, 80 years old. They were just fights from this one guy who couldn't take an ass kicking, and he went and told these guys, oh, this guy did this to me, and he's fucking lying because he's a punk. So these guys went over there and beat this guy up, and then they shanked him, and then it escalated.
And then someone fucked someone's hyena. And
yeah, well, 9 times out of 10, it was over a girl.
Yeah.
Even the homies, when they fight, 9 out of 10, it's over a chick. Yeah. And now we in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Texas, all the big hubs of gang violence, they're killing each other for nothing, homie. For absolutely nothing. Then when they go to jail, they'll figure out like, damn, I threw my life away. So what we're trying to do over here.
And then they're clicked up with their enemies.
That part, homie. That part. You're over here in LA County, you're literally going to go to the county jail, homie, be right next to the guy who may have smoked one of your homies, and you're just there.
Yeah, and that's deaded.
That's dead, homie. You might want to sock him up, and then you're gonna get beat up. But pretty much, that's dead. You can't run, and that's a lot of things I think young guys don't know or don't realize. And now you have a lot of guys getting out finally, and they're telling us like, bro, it's for nothing, homie.
And then like the statistic of the amount of people that get incarcerated while intoxicated is staggering. It's like 80 or 90% of all people getting locked. They're not doing that shit sober.
Well, the majority of people in prison, I would say at least 90% are addicts of some sort.
Right.
Are addicts. And that's another thing that's destroying our communities is drugs. I mean, drugs is, and that's why I push a lot of this shit and talk my shit about. You can't be giving them housing. You got to have stages. Like let's say when you went to your rehab, right? You go to a rehab that's about 6 months, a 6-month rehab. Once you complete that 6-month rehab, then you go to a halfway house for about a month or some change. After you complete that, then you get one of these apartments.
Right.
Then you get a place. All right. Because you have proven 6-8 months, you're making an effort.
That's smart, like a meritocracy. Like, like you earn certain privileges.
But to me, it seems like as college educated as some of these politicians are, when it comes to basic stuff like that, they just don't get the concept, bro.
So much of it comes down to education too, and like the shit that breaks my heart. I've had homies that are like fucking maniacs who are like literally.
You can take the number down, Chris.
Were menaces to everybody around them who wound up, they were on Scante, they were on whatever, you feel me? They wind up getting clean.
Right.
And when they're clean and they're living in a halfway house, they start functioning in society, working out, getting healthy, looking good, repairing their relationships, getting cool with their family again. And then as soon as like they're clean for like 6 months, a year, whatever it is, then they decide to go back home. And then within a matter of days, right back to it. And it's because they're not properly educating themselves. They're not, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, like so much of it comes down to education.
Chucky 8801, jail sounds boring. No, jail is beyond boring. Go into your bathroom. I'll even let you take a microwave in there, right? I'll take a microwave in the bathroom, a little 13-inch TV in the restroom, and stay in there for about a week, homie. And that's jail, bro. Take some sopas in there, and that's it. That's jail. There is no glamour to it. When I was talking to the homie today at work, another one of the homies that works with me, right? And him, I hired Ray Ray. Shout out to Ray Ray from Langdon Street. Ray Ray has been working with me for about 6 years. Ray Ray did a few bits in prison. I mean, a good chunk. And he was talking about it. He's like, yeah, I tell the guy, isn't this much better? And I was like, hell yeah. He's like, man, I just didn't know. Like,
yeah.
It's an education thing.
But then, you know, what makes me sad is I have homies, excuse me, that did several years. And then they'll be like, I miss it sometimes. Fool.
And they're full of shit, fool. Like, they say when they've had a couple modelos, they say like that. But in reality, no, homie, you are not missing sitting there in a cell all day, wondering where your old lady's at, wondering how your mom's doing, wondering how your kids are doing. Maybe for a split second.
Oh, but I was with the clique, fool.
Yeah. If you're with the clique, you can stay. You can book somebody, hit them in the neck, stay there for life all day long, homie. If you really want to stay, you can stay, homie. Nobody's stopping you.
But that's also part of being institutionalized, and even like.
You know what I think it is? The camaraderie.
The camaraderie, for sure.
That's what it is. That camaraderie, yes, I understand. It's like a army type thing where these are your boys.
And even like what dude said in Shawshank Redemption, it's like first like these walls like make you feel confined, then you get used to them, and then you depend on them. And these are like the different stages.
When I was going in and out, I was a young guy and I just didn't care, right? And finally, I remember I'm in there and I was like, I'm not coming back anymore, right? Remember staff would be like, hey, Tejada, keep it down. Or say, like, pretty much tell me shut up in a respectful way. Yeah. And I would just, before I'd be like, all right, you got it. And then I'd go back, I'd lay down on my bunk or whatnot, and I'm like, I put myself here. That's all I would tell myself. I put myself here. And any bad thing I would have, like with staff, pretty much, I would, instead of getting pissed off at them, I would say, I put myself in here. I put myself in here. And then what I remember was those times when I'm in a fucking cell, when I'm like in a hole with a little pencil like this, with a little toothbrush like this, no TV, no nothing, brother. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing in here, dude? What the fuck? Just stressed out. And those are the moments even to this day, I still will tell myself, remember those days, fool. Because a lot of times guys in jail, they want to remember the fun times. Because there is. And like anything else, there's going to be some fun time. Don't remember the fun time. Remember the horrible time. That way when you're going to make a certain decision, like, oh, no, fuck that. I'm not trying to go back. Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it, homie.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, brother.
I mean, for me, it's all out the window when you start saying things like, there's no girls here. No pussy.
Right.
Like, okay, I don't want to be there.
Right.
I'm smooth. That's all you had to tell me. But there's no if there's bitches with me in prison, like
it depends where you swing, fool. I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as they're transforming.
Yeah, 10 years in, your celly starts looking like Ava Mendes. Like
Hey, Big Lush, with this, man, I wanna really thank you for coming on, man. It was a very good conversation, homie.
Absolutely.
I would love to have you back. We'll set up a battle rap thing.
Okay.
I got a couple guys that I'm thinking of. Let me hit them up and see what they say.
Yeah.
And then other than that, homie, you can look at that camera, let people know where they can find you, where they can send all the hate mail and everything else, player.
Y'all already know your partner player Lush Uno back with another installment. You feel me? Like, got no love for you pinche jotos. I'm on the low, rolling dolo, giving a big shout to my firme homeboy, American Cholo.
That's right, player.
Y'all know what it is. You can find me. If you don't know, now you know, motherfucker. Lush, ONECA on Instagram. Subscribe to Lush World on YouTube. Shouts to You Ain't Hard Fool. Shouts to Trap 9. Shouts to my boy Smokey.
That's right.
We up here, baby.
We open this bitch. All right, people.